what a match that was, but Aryna Sabalenka pulls through and is victorious over Laura Siegemund. And we can all say that we did not expect for the match to go the way that it did. We all figured that Sabalenka would win, but we didn't think that it would be a 3-set match. We didn't think that Sabalenka would lose the first set and be down for large periods of time, broken as many times as she was, to make it as tricky of a matchup as it was. But hey, sometimes in tennis, crazier things have happened, as we saw yesterday with Grigor Dimitrov retiring. But Aryna Sabalenka looked fantastic to start off this tournament, and she looked like by far the best player here. She hadn't dropped a set so far during the first 4 rounds, and she had beaten Amaretta Cunha, she had beaten Elise Mertens, she had beaten a lot of these players and won tie breaks and won sets very convincingly. 6-1 in the first matchup in the first set. Had won 6-4 in the second set against Amaretta Cunha. Won some matches convincingly, and you think to yourself, with Coco being out and Jessica Pegula being out, and all of these heavy hitters being out, her main challengers are who? Quinlan Zhang, she's also out. Jasmine Paolini also out. Her main competition is who? Iga Swiatek, because Iga is still a multiple-time Grand Slam champion, regardless of how her form has been. And potentially Amira Andreeva, who just beat Emma Navarro, or one of these, people who you don't think about as much. But if not for those, she's in the driving seat to win Wimbledon, which would mean a lot because she hasn't been able to play in Wimbledon in 2 of the last 3 years. But she wins this matchup. Laura Siegemund has a very tricky, difficult game, and I think Sabalenka was realizing that. She even said during the press conference that just ended that I didn't say that she has an annoying game. Somebody else said that she does, and I just answered the question. Sabalenka's trying to protect herself. I get it, because after the Coco comments at the end of Roland Garros, maybe too many people want to make her a villain or put her in that villain negative I don't like you bracket in the world of tennis, which isn't good, of course. But regardless, Sabalenka pulls through against Siegemund, the German, 37 years old, has been on the tour for a very long time. Like I said, won the first set, completely outplayed her in the first set, to be honest, and was looking like the far better player, was much more precise, even if we count all the match stats, which includes the 6-2 second set. Siegemund had a better first serve percentage, 69 to 65%. She had a worse win percentage on first serves, but that's besides the point. And she did break Sabalenka 6 times. 6 times she broke her. Like back and forth, back and forth. That third set, they were breaking each other left, right, and center. Sabalenka actually won the match on a break, because Sabalenka broke Siegemund 8 times. So clearly it wasn't the best serving match. They couldn't keep their serve in play. But Laura Siegemund, some of her slices, some of her drop shot winners, some of her clean winners, incredibly impressive from the 37-year-old who has been on tour for a really long time. I'm not sure if she's gotten the opportunity to play in Grand Slam finals or has won 1000s or any major trophies during her career, but she did get to only a highest ranking of 27, and yeah, she's never played further than a quarterfinal. So this quarterfinal was the furthest that she's ever made it. She is more of a doubles specialist, you'd have to say. She reached 4th ranking in the world in doubles and has actually won a slam in doubles and an ATP final or WTA finals in doubles, and 2 others in mixed doubles. Okay, so clearly she's more of a doubles specialist who just happens to have a decent singles career, 2 titles, nothing to scoff at, of course. But she clearly isn't a singles specialist, and she wasn't going to be, I guess you could say, a true threat to Sabalenka. But boy, did she push her. Boy, did she push her. And boy, did she make her work every ounce. And credit to Sabalenka, because she plays a game with such great emotion, which I love. I love seeing players with emotion, because sometimes players don't have enough emotion. If you look at Jannik Sinner, for instance, that guy sometimes doesn't show enough emotion. And even though he got beat really badly yesterday, but obviously he did win, because we know what happened. When he won a game and held off a break point by Dimitrov in the 3rd set before Dimitrov had to retire, and he screamed, "Oh!" I was so excited. You're finally showing emotion, grit, resilience, because usually you show none, and sometimes it can bite you. That's how guys like Carlos are able to save match points against you, I think, potentially. But, she was showing great emotion. She was starting to hit the ball, be mad at herself, would miss, a simple shot, some error would happen. And she fell to her knees at one point because she couldn't believe that she missed it. And she got really angry. But kudos to her for composing herself at the end of the match, willing herself through and winning it. She completely dominated the last like 3 games. Like it wasn't even close. When she broke Siegemund to get it back on serve, and then won her game on serve, and then broke her to win the game. Those last 3 games, she was by far the best player. I think she won like 11 of 13 points or something crazy like that. She was, completely having her way with Laura Siegemund. It must have been more like 12 out of 14 points, obviously, something like that. But yeah, I mean, Sabalenka, kudos to her, credit to her. She's still the favorite out here in Wimbledon. She's showing hard guts, tenacity. Let's hope that, I don't actually know who she plays against next. I don't think we know yet, because the person that she's going to play against next is probably going to play later. Oh, no, I think it's the winner. Yeah, Anisimova and Pavlyuchenkova. Yeah. So Anisimova looks like she's winning that match right now, 6-1 in the first set. And then, so if it's Anisimova, 13th-ranked player in the world, has a very good game. I really like Amanda Anisimova. That will be a test for sure for Sabalenka. But you'd have to say that she's still favored in that one. But yeah, Aryna Sabalenka does it. She's through. And hopefully she has a chance to win her first Wimbledon, just because it'd be great to see her round out her career. She got very close in the French, but if she's able to redeem herself and win Wimbledon, it'll say a lot about her as a player and just her overall as a fighter and as somebody who just has a never say die attitude. And you always love to see that in a player. And can't wait to see the match against Anisimova, because she's a very good player herself, and that'll be very entertaining to see. Let's go.